Yeah, 3, 2.
Come on, let's go. Dale.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be a career girl and that's it. Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that there are all these women throwing themselves. I don't have any of that. I have zero male attention.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, it's coming back into you again with another video breakdown. In today's video, I wanted to go over something that was kind of populating through the media. So if you're not familiar with the whole Steph Curry and Ayesha kind of fiasco, what it appears to be is it seems like she's a bit ungrateful for maybe her life in comparison to Steph's, or it seems like she has a bit of contempt for her role as, can I say, a member of society, because it directly is related to her spouse, or her husband, Steph Curry, right? So it seems like whatever he does, she pretty much just gets the leftovers, and essentially all she can be is a leftover in his limelight, which, for me, I guess as a human being, it eventually would wear on me, I guess, if I'm well, dang, this is all I'm going to be. It's just your leftover. I don't want to just be a leftover. I want to create my own space. I guess it's kind of like if you have, a superstar father and you're the son, or, mother, or vice versa, and you want to kind of get out of that limelight for yourself and create a lane for yourself, but you won't be seen as anything else but Brandy's brother, right? If you get my point, right? So she kind of has this, that's Brandy's brother type of scenario going on, right? But for me, I'm looking at it at many different angles and perspectives, and that was only the first one, the Brandy's brother scenario. But in this case, it's the spouse. That's, Brandy's spouse, right? So, but on another level, if we're just talking about maybe just dating in general for today's market, then I want you to look at this clip. So if you all are familiar with The Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton's Halloween, or even Christmas classic, if you want, I think I'll watch it on, for Halloween and October. Actually, I watch it whenever I want, but I especially watch it during Christmas and Halloween, right? So there was a character in this movie, and his name was Dr. Finkelstein. And, the peculiar thing about this character is that he was kind of in a wheelchair, but he was very, very, very intelligent. He's a doctor, right? Kind of like Dr. Frankenstein, who created his own Frankenstein monster, right? Well, it actually reminisces that in the film, but instead of creating his own Frankenstein, he created his own Franken woman. And this woman happened to be a 304. So I know that's crazy how it relates back to today, but he essentially did. You know, if you check out these clips of this woman, you know, this woman, she basically, her body parts fall off and, you know, gotta be stitched back together. And, you know, she essentially, doesn't love this man. You know, she hates him, you know, but he created her, you know, and the thing about it, you know, it kind of harkens back to like this whole thing with, simps and things like that as, you know, essentially, you know, a simp, you know, he felt like, well, since I paid this and I paid that and I paid for this, you know, I own you. It's kind of the same situation, right? And if you look at these further clips, you know, you got Rick Ross, right? You know, you see Rick Ross and his girl, and she acted like she didn't even want to kiss him and stuff. That was just crazy, right? But once again, it's the whole mindset that, hey, I got the money, I did this for you, and I own you, you know? And it's a trip. Now, going back to the woman that Dr. Finkelstein created, you know, their situation is a simp, but it can also be related to, you know, some of the women nowadays, they're dating, basically prisoners, right? So now I know it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but stay with me. Okay. So essentially, you know, prisoners, like, you know, he's not getting out for a long time, right? And essentially, you know, they do everything in their power to go keep the relationship alive, right? So she essentially does the same thing. She goes and she basically, she escapes. She poisons the simp, who is Dr. Finkelstein. She gives him some sleeping medicine. That way he won't wake up. That way she can sneak out and then go see her side dude. And her side dude is the main guy of the whole story, you know, Jack Skellington. And the whole thing with Jack Skellington is that you won't see Jack Skellington except for like every Halloween or so, which is like in their time, a long time, right? It's at least another 365 days, right? So, something like that, right? So basically she's only going to see him for like maybe like a couple weeks or so, something like that, however the conversion is in the movie. And then once Halloween is finished, he has to go back. So basically think of him going back as him being locked up. So now he's locked up and she's still waiting for him to get out of jail until next Halloween. So it's kind of crazy how all that works, you know? So, you know, you have these different types of, films that we grew up with, and it's a trip to see how they all kind of relate back to everyday life, you know? So seeing how, you know, you got the Dr. Finkelstein, who's the simp, and then you got the 304 with the woman he created, and then you got Jack Skellington, who basically is the side dude, you know? So I just kind of want to draw a little bit of some parallels there. That way, you know, you can see, you know, dating has never really changed. It's just that it's been more socialized for technology now. Everything is just, being discovered, not under wraps anymore, you know? But yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you think. Then I'll see you again, on the next one.